Hey V2 crew, this is Unknown, and I am going to record a little episode talking about the plats, the easy peasy plats that break you. Um, and especially, this is more so, I think, at the top of the leaderboards and stuff, and people that are like hardcore gunning on the leaderboards. But now, we know nowadays there is just a ton of stacks of these really, really easy games. And I was in some discords and things earlier, and I don't think some people are understanding. It's not even the worst of the worst that just really gets to you is not even the like 1 minute ones. Yes, obtaining those are like that's the what was the bad part about those? That was the pain was just obtaining them and then going through them. But like actually playing them and stuff, and some of the platformers that were like 20 minutes, that wasn't really as much the problem. At least for me, it was more so the games that were you had to follow a guide for like do this direction, do that direction, and the ones that were the worst were the video guides that didn't have any written guides for them. But like scrolling down the list here for some of these things, um, the stuff that would be the most painful were ones that were not actual like gameplay. They were just like follow these instructions. Um, let's see if we can see some of them here. I mean, some of even like the well, I guess that was only 30 minutes, um, but yeah, games like I don't know. I mean, these aren't super fast, but like the point and click ones, like following the guides for those, I mean, those are even a couple hours. I mean, nowadays, like almost not even worth it, I guess, doing such. Um, things like root film that were just following guides. Um, guard duties were very painful doing those. Stuff like that. Um, because yeah, there's a lot of stacks of them, but each stack was really painful to do because it was just really boring. Just straight two, very similar boat. Uh, I don't think that had too many stacks to it though. But games I can remember, like back in 1985 or whatever that game was called, doing that 10 times, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ugh. I mean, in general, doing a stack like 10 times, but for the games that were like 1 minute long, it wasn't so much the actual playing of the thing, it was more so the fact that you just had to get it onto your system and pop the trophies. But things like Smoot Summer Games, doing stacks of that felt kind of bad. Um, what else here? Like Ultra Hat was not terrible the first few times. But then when you did it a ton of times, oh man, it felt bad. Um, where's some of the other? Yeah, these point and clicks, like I mentioned earlier, although they didn't have a ton of stacks to them. And the funny thing too is that, like back in the day, we'll say, we would play games that were like 10-hour video guides and think it was well worth doing. And then you just like look back on that and it's like, oh wow, that was like I guess it didn't feel as bad. Oh, Pantsu Hunter, that was another one that was really bad playing so many times. Cause it was just like a guide you had to follow, but it was not the shortest of things. But yeah, back in the day, I mean there were so few quote unquote easy platinums that even playing a 10-hour one, yeah, it was boring, but it didn't feel as bad as nowadays just playing like a 45-minute point and click. Um, and maybe that's not just for me. Maybe that's just how I started feeling. But towards the end, like even Arcade Spirits was painful. Um, some of these ones where you're actually like trying to do something, like eventful and things. But yeah, just following video guides. I think those were the worst of them. That's what really was, I thought was the worst part. And the thing too is, with all the stacks and stuff, I think the majority of people that are even playing those games aren't playing every single stack of the game, unless you're like really leaderboard gunning, and yeah, that's just what gets to you. I think the most. But I mean, playing any of these in general so many times is just it's bad. It just doesn't feel good. Um, yeah, like um, even things like Bucket Night, Duck Souls, things that I didn't mind so much the first time through. Granted, they weren't that like amazing games. They were kind of subpar, but it's when you play them for the 8th time that you're just like, heck with this. And actually, the games that were the easy peasy that would break me, or at least cause me to burn out back in the day, were much, much longer. So you could just tell my, I don't want to say pain tolerance, but my tolerance for the games definitely diminished, because the stuff back in the day that was bad was like Disney Infinity and things that were like 15 hours long, and you were actually playing a game. So, oh, Vasilis was really bad. I really struggled to get through those. Even things like Breeder. And this is all stuff that was like in the last 6 months from when I quit. Rememoried. Yeah, just. But like actual platformers, I didn't find as bad. For the most part. For the most part. But yeah, like a lot of these. And then the other thing though about them that broke me too was it was just they were so easy. It just felt kind of silly. Like I'm climbing in the leaderboard and I'm representing on the leaderboard because I've played all of these 8-minute platinums. And that was like always in the back of my mind too. It was just like, I don't know. You're bragging on the leaderboard because you can speed through all of these really quick games. That's impressive. And I think also part of it too is just in you think back when you've played when you were hunting back in the day and stuff, and you played those ones that were painful, like the 25-hour platinums that were just mindless grinds and stuff, or just bad games in general, and got through them. And then you see this and you experience just being able to pop 7 plats in a half hour, and then you think back and it's like, really? I used to spend weeks getting 1 platinum that was not fun, and now look at things. So, um, yeah, I like I said, if it starts feeling like a chore, please stop. Please stop. I pushed it a little too far, and people that knew me, I think you guys could kind of realize I was going borderline crazy there for a while. It was not good. So please, I don't want this to be like a negative bashing people that are playing these easy games. If it's fun for you, do it. But please, 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 if it's feeling like a chore, don't do it, because to be honest, maybe I shouldn't even say this, but to be honest, if you go look at the leaderboard, I can maybe see doing it if you're like in the top couple here. because and maybe a random person that first goes on the profiles and just poking around, like they're not a hardcore trophy person, but what are they going to click on? They're going to click on like these first few accounts just to see like what it's all about. And yeah, they're probably going to be impressed. They're going to be like, whoa, this person has 2,808 platinums. That's insane. He must be a really good gamer. I mean, they probably don't realize that it's, yeah, they've played a lot of games. They've probably played a lot of good games too on this list. But what is it mostly? Well, this one I guess is mostly just a lot of loaded up games too, where they kind of spam the trophies, get all the easy peasy. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of just how many 13-minute plats can be stuck on these profiles at the top. Now they're not gonna realize that. So if you're playing for leaderboard stuff, I can maybe see getting up here. Maybe people are gonna recognize you. But to be honest, if you're like over here, is some random person gonna just like click on page 3 and scroll to a random account here? Probably not. The only person that's gonna really know your rank is you and maybe your close group of friends. So don't take it super seriously. Don't treat it like a job. If you feel proud of it, good. But in reality, if it's getting painful for you, just stop, please. All right, I think I've beat on that enough. So hopefully this can have a positive, helpful message, even though it didn't seem very positive. But hopefully it can help somebody out. Just please, yeah, don't torture yourself. Gaming should be fun. But like I said, if it's fun for you to spam some plats, I could see that maybe from time to time. Maybe it's just like a fun little bleeps and giggles sort of deal to just do it. But yeah, please don't take it too seriously. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. What kind of plats broke you? If what caused you to burn out? Maybe they weren't even easy ones. Maybe they were really, really hard ones, and then you just had to like rage quit for a bit and come back to it later or something. Let me know. I'd be curious. We could have a try to keep the discussion peaceful, and but I'd like to hear what you guys have to say on the matter. I will post some links in the description. Love to have you part of the V2 crew. Game how you want, spread that positivity. Hopefully it can be helpful, people. Hopefully it's a helpful community. And yeah, that being said, everybody have a good night, good morning. Enjoy your games. Thanks so much for watching. You do you, and be your V2.